Good evening and welcome to Movie Universe. Today we're diving into a decade that completely transformed the spy genre. Because the 2000s didn't just give us new spy movies, they redefined what it meant to be a secret agent. Before this era, spies were untouchable, effortlessly stylish, always in control. They wore perfect suits, delivered clever one-liners, and walked away from explosions without looking back. But in the 2000s, spies bled. They doubted, they made mistakes, and sometimes they didn't even know who they were. So what changed? Let's look at 5 films that reshaped the modern secret agent and quietly rewrote the rules of espionage cinema. We start with the 2002 movie, The Bourne Identity. When The Bourne Identity was released in 2002, it didn't feel glamorous, it felt urgent. Jason Bourne wasn't a polished operator with gadgets and charm. He was confused, traumatized, paranoid. A man trying to figure out his own identity while being hunted by the system that created him. That shift alone was revolutionary. The enemy wasn't a cartoon villain in a secret lair. It was bureaucracy. It was covert programs. It was the machinery of intelligence agencies operating in moral grey zones. The action reflected this new realism. Handheld cameras, tight, brutal fight choreography, no theatrical poses, every punch felt desperate. Bourne made the spy genre feel modern and politically relevant. And after that, the idea of the invincible, perfectly composed secret agent suddenly felt outdated. Even James Bond had to adapt. 2006's Casino Royale was the starting point for change in the franchise. By the early 2000s, Bond had become almost mythological, larger than life, gadget-heavy, sometimes even self-parodying. Then Casino Royale arrived, and everything changed. Daniel Craig's Bond was physical, vulnerable, emotionally exposed. He bleeds early in the film. He makes reckless decisions. He falls in love and suffers deeply because of it. This was Bond stripped back to his foundations. No invisible cars, no exaggerated tech, just a young agent earning his status the hard way. The influence of Bourne was undeniable. Action became grounded, the tone darker, the emotional stakes higher. But what makes Casino Royale so important is this. It proved that even the most iconic spy in cinema history had to evolve. Mission Impossible 3, released in the same year as Casino Royale, made 2006 an unforgettable year. Now let's talk about Ethan Hunt. The Mission Impossible franchise started as stylish, high-concept spectacle. But by the time the third installment arrived, something shifted. For the first time, Ethan Hunt had a personal life that truly mattered. He wasn't just saving the world. He was protecting someone he loved. Philip Seymour Hoffman's villain is terrifying not because of grand speeches, but because of intimacy. He threatens Ethan's private world. And that reflects a larger trend of the 2000s. Spy stories became personal. Global catastrophe was still there, but emotional stakes became central. The modern spy wasn't just defined by skill, he was defined by what he could lose. Next up is Tailor Soldier Spy, released in 2011. Not every reinvention was loud. Tailor Soldier Spy represents another evolution of the genre, one rooted in silence and moral complexity. Gary Oldman's George Smiley isn't physically dominant. He doesn't chase rooftops or engage in explosive action sequences. He observes. He listens. He analyzes. In a world shaped by surveillance, distrust, and institutional secrecy, this quiet approach to espionage felt deeply relevant. The spy became less of a superhero and more of a strategist navigating layers of betrayal. This film showed that the genre could mature intellectually, not just visually or physically. With the 2007 movie The Bourne Ultimatum, we get a deep dive into the world of Jason Bourne. If the Bourne Identity started the transformation, the Bourne Ultimatum solidified it. By this point, the aesthetic of modern espionage cinema was clear. Fast editing, grounded combat, relentless pacing. But beyond style, the story reaches something deeper. Bourne is no longer searching for identity. He's confronting the system that shaped him, and that's the defining theme of 2000 spy cinema. Authority is questioned, institutions are exposed, heroes are flawed, governments are complicated. The secret agent is no longer a symbol of national perfection. He is a product of broken systems. And that complexity reshaped not only spy films, but action cinema as a whole. So what really changed? The 2000s forced the spy genre to grow up. In a world marked by geopolitical uncertainty and expanding surveillance, the clean-cut fantasy agent no longer felt believable. Audiences wanted tension, psychological depth, consequences, and filmmakers responded. The result? A new kind of secret agent. Physically vulnerable, emotionally conflicted, morally uncertain, and far more human. The 2000s didn't destroy the spy fantasy. They refined it. They replaced invincibility with intensity. And somehow, that made the genre stronger than ever. So the next time you watch a spy movie, ask yourself, is this character untouchable? Or are they surviving something much bigger than themselves? Because that question, more than any gadget or explosion, defines the modern secret agent. Thank you for watching Movie Universe. If you enjoyed this deep dive, let me know which 2000 spy movie you think had the biggest impact on the genre. I'll see you in the next one.